Hey everyone, and welcome back. If your vocabulary for home is still just big, small, and nice, this lesson is for you. Today, we're leveling up to B1 Intermediate and learning how to describe our living spaces in detail, from utility rooms to ensuite bathrooms. Stick around for our dream house debate at the end, where we'll practice those essential comparative structures and conditionals. First, let's upgrade our toolkit. We need to go beyond the basics when talking about where we live. Let's look at spaces. Forget living room and start saying open plan. This is when the kitchen, dining, and living area are all one space. We also have the utility room for the laundry and the luxurious ensuite bathroom, the one attached right to the bedroom. Now, features. When describing a kitchen, talk about the pantry for storage or the new fixtures. And in the bedroom, use built-in wardrobe instead of just closet. Most importantly, B1 means better adjectives. Use charming for an old, cozy home or contemporary for a modern one. A good layout is functional, and the quiet spot away from the crowds is secluded. These structures make you sound like a native speaker. We're focusing on comparison and preference. The first is the comparative structure. Use phrases like, "The new kitchen is much brighter than the old one," or "My flat is smaller than yours, but it's more central." Next, expressing preference. Instead of "I want," try "What I really need is more storage space," or "I'd love to have a house with a proper patio." And finally, the conditional for dreams. If I had the money, I would buy a house by the sea. This is essential B1 grammar for expressing hypotheticals. Let's listen to our B1 dialogue, Moving Up, to hear these phrases in action. Notice how they use more spacious and opens onto.
Hey Maria, how are you settling into the new place? I heard it's more spacious than your old apartment.
It is. It's a terraced house, which is quite different from my flat. The open plan living area is fantastic, and there is plenty of natural light.
That sounds like a big improvement. What's your favorite feature?
Definitely the kitchen. It's much more functional than the one I had before, and it has a built-in dishwasher. I also love the tiny utility room for the washing machine.
Nice. And what about outdoor space?
We have a small patio that opens onto the back garden. I wish it was bigger, but it's still charming. The only downside is that the master bedroom is a little cramped.
Well, you can't have everything. My flat is in a great neighborhood, but I'd love to have an ensuite bathroom like the one you described.
Excellent. Now, here is a model paragraph you can use to describe your own home for a test or presentation. Try shadowing me as I speak. I live in a well-maintained apartment on the 5th floor of an older building. The best part is the view overlooking the city park. The flat is small, but the layout is highly functional. The main living area is quite vibrant because I painted the walls a bold color, but the kitchen needs renovation. If I had the money, I would definitely invest in a new kitchen and add a proper pantry. What I really need is more storage space, as there are only a couple of small closets. Overall, it's not the most contemporary place, but it's a great starter home. Time for the main event, the dream house debate. We have two opposing views, the modernist and the traditionalist. Pay attention to how they justify their preferences using comparatives.
My ideal home is a contemporary, open-plan villa situated in a secluded area outside the city. It would be a 2-story design with massive, triple-glazed windows, ensuring there is plenty of natural light everywhere, which is great for mood and saving energy during the day. I want a huge patio made of composite decking that overlooks the forest, giving me a true sense of peace. The interior layout is highly functional, providing clear zones for living and cooking, and I'd insist on having a dedicated soundproof home office on the ground floor. If I had the money, the entire house would be solar-powered and completely self-sufficient, meaning zero electricity bills and a much smaller environmental footprint, which is crucial in the long term.
My dream is much more focused on atmosphere and location. I want a smaller, charming cottage, perhaps built from stone, in a well-maintained neighborhood that is closer to the city center. This traditional style means lower ceilings and a warm, inviting feel. It must have a proper, working stone fireplace in the living room, which is perfect for winter evenings. It wouldn't be open plan, but it would have separate, cozy rooms, which helps keep noise down and makes heating more efficient in individual areas. What I really need is an ensuite bathroom attached to the master bedroom, which I find more necessary than a massive exposed patio. The goal is a home that feels like a stable, secure shelter, not just a flashy structure.
I disagree about the location. Living close to the city is less relaxing than being secluded because you constantly deal with traffic noise, crowded streets, and finding parking. My dream house offers far more privacy than a central house in a crowded neighborhood where neighbors are always overlooking your garden. Also, a small house with separate rooms is less functional than a modern open-plan design, especially for entertaining large groups. Guests can flow easily between the kitchen and a living space. My large patio is more appropriate for year-round outdoor living and socializing than a small internal fireplace is. The ability to connect with nature daily is a huge benefit that your central location simply can't offer.
That's true, but a remote location is less practical than a central one. Think about the implications: long commutes and no easy access to local shops or emergency services like hospitals. Convenience is more important than seclusion for daily life. Furthermore, even if your house is energy efficient, a unique structure that needs renovation or specialized custom construction is much more expensive to maintain than a well-maintained older house using standard materials. You mentioned having a separate home office. I think a house with excellent, reliable, high-speed internet and access to immediate local amenities is more valuable than a house overlooking a forest, as connectivity is key to modern work and social life. I would prefer a charming place with real personality and history over a cold, potentially echoey, contemporary glass box.
But my house offers a better return on investment because it's more energy efficient than an older cottage. And with modern technology, being secluded is no longer a downside because deliveries and high-speed fiber are now available everywhere. I prioritize sustainability and efficiency.
Perhaps, but the atmosphere of a home and the proximity to the community are more important than the structure's mechanics.
The traditionalist argues that being close to amenities is more valuable than a house overlooking a forest. The modernist counters that living close to the city is less relaxing than being secluded due to traffic and noise. The key takeaway here is the comparison language. Less relaxing than, more appropriate for, and much more expensive to maintain than. Use these to win your own debates. Okay, B1 learners, you now have the vocabulary and structures to move beyond the basics when describing your house. Your challenge is simple. Use 3 B1 adjectives, charming, secluded, functional, and 1 conditional phrase, if I had the money, to describe your ideal room in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.